Hey guys, welcome to Letters to an Asexual number 2. This is where I discuss conversations and email communications and stuff like that have been sent to me, where people ask the kind of questions and make the kind of assumptions that I discussed in my previous series about the top 10 reasons people suggest for my asexuality. This one is going to be an instant message, so I'm going to do both voices. It's going to be fun. This was back in 1999 when I was 21, and it was someone who found me through the AOL member directory, and I guess he was searching for single females in Gainesville, which is where I lived, Gainesville, Florida. And this guy wasn't your usual, horn dog, cybersex, butt pipe. He was like a local celebrity who was on the radio, and he had DJ in his IM name, and it was in his profile about what radio station he worked for, and you could tell he kind of expected me to know who he was when he messaged me and expected me to be all impressed and stuff, but I wasn't. And anyway, he made some rather goofy, sweeping judgments about asexuality based on our conversation. I guess one other thing I want to mention is that since this was in 1999, this is before AVEN was founded, the Asexual Visibility and Education Network, and I think that that's really when the term asexual started being used to describe people who don't have an interest in sex. And I was using the term non-sexual because I thought asexual sounded a little more like an amoeba. I don't know, but I use the word asexual now because it seems that that term is attached to the media attention and all that. I don't really care. So let's see, what else do you have to know? I'm going to do his lines in sort of a posh accent or something so that you can tell when it's him talking. And stay tuned for details on how to get the transcript, because this is a recorded instant message from a long time ago that you can get through my website. So here we go. Here's the conversation we had. He instant messages me and says, "Hello. Hi. How are you tonight?" "I'm okay, thanks for asking. You?" "Excellent." "Well, I'm almost okay. I burned my tongue on coffee last night." "Oh, I'm sorry. Do you live in Gainesville?" "Yeah." "How old are you?" "I'll tell you if you tell me what you want to know." "I'm just curious. Read my profile." Hint, hint. I already did. When someone I don't know IMs me, I check their profile. "Really?" "Yeah, I'm 21, by the way." "Really?" "Yeah, why, is that surprising?" "You sound interesting to me." "Thanks. I like being interesting." "What do you look like?" "Tell me why you want to know and I'll tell you." "I'm curious. Perhaps I want to invite you to my house." "Well, it's odd that you've been curious about my looks and my age before stuff that really has to do with who I am. And as for inviting to your house, I'm not sure how that ties in with what I look like. And when I meet people from the net, I prefer to do it in public, considering just about anyone can turn out to be a psycho. No offense meant." "I'm a public figure." "That means about this much to me. People all over Gainesville know me and trust me." "It also doesn't mean you couldn't be a psycho, too." "I like you. You're intelligent." "I like to consider that one of my virtues." "As do I." "As for your public figure stuff, I don't listen to the radio, period, and I've never heard of you, so I have no preconceived ideas of who you are." "You sound a bit jaded. Perhaps you're the shy type." "I'm not really jaded. I've met an awful lot of guys from AOL that don't want what I want in a conversation, and if there's one thing I'm not, it's shy." "I understand the last reference you made. The majority of males who chat online are trying to fulfill some prepubescent fantasy of anonymous intercourse." "Oh no, not really. A lot of people who are also in Gainesville want to hook up with me, and they'll invite me to Denny's and ask me if I want to go back to their place. It's really stupid. There's quite a lot of stupids who ask me for cybersex, but those are just amusing." "I am not so depraved. With my social status, I am able to meet and attract a large number of women. I simply prefer the more stimulating conversation provided by an intellectual equal or superior." "Well, good thing. You've come to the right place. I have no interest in being attracted to you. I don't know anything about you, and anyway, I don't get attracted to people that way in the first place, so I'm good for talking. And I can be quite amusing. Anything in particular you want to chat about?" "Are you telling me you're asexual?" "Actually, no. Asexual beings reproduce by cell division, and as a human-like creature, I'm capable of that. I usually refer to it as non-sexual. I'm just not interested in sex. If you want, you can give me the 3rd degree now. I've heard it all before." "I feel this goes against basic biology." "Maybe of the general population. I just have no inclination whatsoever to date and mate." "Perhaps you are chemically imbalanced." Yeah, very possible. I don't really care about it. It's not something I'm looking to fix." "No offense intended, mind you." Oh, I know. I've heard it all. Actually, I have a list of the 10 most commonly suggested reasons for my non-sexuality. Chemical imbalance is number 8. It seems as though your sexual biology has been retarded in some manner. Well, maybe. I don't care. I'm happy with it. I think perhaps you have a psychological dependency upon being different. So, you're basically saying that I'm so intent on being weirdo that I decided not to screw anyone. Here's my take on that. I'm unusual in a lot of ways, and I've been called eccentric, but if there's one thing I don't do, it's mold my behavior somehow because of what everyone else does. To be like them or to be unlike them. I pretty much do what I feel like doing. You'll just have to take my word for it on that one. We all build walls of security. Sure, maybe, but you can't assign my non-sexuality to really be a psychological condition when you don't even know me. Are you telling me that you've never even had a sexual urge? I'm telling you that I have no inclination towards sex, and that I never get turned on, as they say. Have you ever had sex? No, and it ain't for lack of volunteers either. But I have had boyfriends who came close to it, and I didn't enjoy anything up to that point. As I've heard it, women generally enjoy foreplay more than the deed, and I did not enjoy any foreplay, so I'm kind of thinking it just doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry. Despite your contentment to the contrary, humans are sexual creatures. Primarily designed to reproduce, our sole function to propagate. We only live to keep living. Human mating rituals deeply ingrain themselves into the very psyche of individuals. Please don't give me that. Just because it's true that we need sex to stay alive as a species does not prove that my biology is working properly, nor does it mean that every single human needs to be sexual in order for our species to succeed. And I can't say that people haven't tried to get me into their mating rituals. I see that sex makes the entire world go around, and that the institution of male-female couples is recognized everywhere. I know I'm the oddball, and I'm not trying to say that non-sexuality is the way to go. I only expect that you let me decide what I actually feel, despite what you think is the nature of humanity. This is also true, but you're missing my point. I'm simply stating that missing out on this unique and rather essential experience is rather tragic, and that because you do not understand the fulfillment sexuality and sexual freedom can bring to your life. I don't think it's tragic. I'm quite happy, and also not incapable of plenty of other human relationships that exclude sex. It's not like I'm lonely or longing for something to complete my life. The fact that the majority behaves a certain way does not necessarily mean that it's the way for all people. I don't care to understand sexual fulfillment. I think it would probably have trouble existing with me, considering I don't have the hormones that go with it, apparently, or at least not the lust or whatever. This is true. Perhaps I've been out of line. I have had boyfriends. I've tried that way of life. So far, I haven't met anyone who rings my bell. I'm also not opposed to it in the future. I haven't made an all-encompassing future decree of celibacy. I'm just not interested now. Said a lot of this before. Lots of people are so interested in this. Perhaps that because they don't understand it. You are one step closer to God. Huh? What's God got to do with it? Your self-fulfillment from non-sexuality evoked images of Roman Catholic clergy and the zeal for God transcending earthly impulses like lust. I don't get some kind of fulfillment from being non-sexual. I'm just happy without being attached to anyone. I do love myself, which is more than I can say for a lot of people who are scrambling for a mate to love them since they can't love themselves, which is doomed to failure in many cases, because someone can't love you for you in place of you loving yourself. But this whole thing has nothing to do with God either. I think it may. I really feel like I'm transcending anything, since for me it doesn't seem like it's even there. This is true. At that point, parallel dies. Listen to me on the radio. Perhaps you'll feel the urge to call me someday on the air. I don't like to listen to the radio. You will like to listen to me, I promise. So you say without knowing my taste. I am actually more attuned to you than you know. So you say without proof. I have no means of proving it. At that point, it just kind of disintegrated into him, like, trying to wheedle me into turning on the radio and listening to him, so I stopped trying to be nice, and I guess I ran him off, and he figured it would be more interesting to go chase someone else who's going to be impressed by him being a public figure. So, anyway, the transcript for this is recorded on my rants page in this hilarious section called the Jerk Files. So, anyway, look for the link in the video description, and I'll be back soon with another installment of Letters to an Asexual. Bye!